right. We are running live, folks. We are coming to you from Chicago, or at least a few of us are from Chicago. Maybe one of us. I don't know. We're here for the USBF quarterfinals of the team trials. We are now down to 8 great teams, and they're on your screen right now. And I'm here with 2 great commentators. First, Adam Kaplan. I would list your accomplishments, and I don't have enough time to list Larry's, though. So, Adam, welcome. And Larry, I can just say the legend is here. Thank you so much for doing this, and welcome to the matches, gentlemen.
Morning. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
having
Rob.
us.
Look forward. Yeah.
We think we're going to jump into the Rosenthal Bramley match, folks. So we're going to hop in right now and just pick up the action. It has already started. And we're 0-0 in the first one. And just like a couple of sets ago, starting with 1 no Trump. It's a nice way to ease into the match.
Yes, these one no Trumps matter though. There was a match yesterday that I think it was Bailey won by 1 imp. So over the course of 120 boards, there's a million places you could find 1 imp, of course, but
Yes.
it's these boards matter.
Yep.
Yeah, not only that, Adam, but I found when I played in these long matches, the first board, it sets a tone. Also, you want to be crisp in your defense or your declarer play, not and if something like positive than on that first board. It sets a nice momentum tone. So I always was really focused on that first board extra.
Yeah, let
Absolutely.
them know you're here to play. You're ready now, basically. Yeah, good luck. All right, so
Yeah,
as
and
usual, I'll take a look at the action at the other table, guys, and keep you updated. But we're going to stick right here. Vince Dumais is sitting north, John Kraniak south, and then Kit Woolsey, Bart Bramley, legends in their own right, sitting east-west. This should be a fun match.
it's a 2-day 120 board match, and we're just getting started.
It's interesting. I know at some point Kit might have preempted the East End. Um, but perhaps Kit would have and Bart chose not to, or they have tightened up their style a little bit now. But it used to be sort of 5 card suit, first seat favorable, anything goes. Um, and here we see they're going to might be getting into a bit of trouble anyway.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, the vulnerability is not really uh, good for North South to defend, but they really,
They don't have a place to be, right?
yeah. Well, they have an eight. East West have an 8 card fit, and I think North will double if they find that eventually. But I don't know if South's going to want to sit for that with no clubs and these
No clubs
colors.
and all these mostly heart cards. And red white. I wouldn't be too eager.
But one spade might. Wow, I wonder what the second double is. Is that doesn't look like a penalty double to me with King Jack Doubleton.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's becoming more normal to play sort of the first double as takeout in more of these auctions. It's possible that this is sort of one of those cases for them, or even sort of it's not they're not doing playing two-way doubles from what we can tell. But
And for those of you watching on Twitch and YouTube, welcome. Feel free to ask these guys some questions, make your comments. The other
At
table
South, I
started,
mean,
so
I might be willing to defend against. Well, he's not against one spade double. I guess North's just going to be 3 no Trump now.
3 of Trump's an
And
interesting
how will
hand.
that do?
I
The
don't know.
spade lead and the
The King of Diamonds is a nice doubleton there, but how do they get to dummy?
well, you have the Queen of Diamonds, and you have again. You actually the hand winds up playing quite well because East has the King of Diamonds.
Yeah, King,
Um,
exactly, because you can.
if East didn't have the King of Diamonds, now that's maybe a different story. Um, and in the other room, Kevin Rosenberg, by the way, did 2 hearts directly over the redouble as South,
Yep,
which basically said was non-forcing and kind of a pure hand, which seems like an accurate description of this hand, truthfully.
yep.
Certainly
I think all
understandable that
roads
he's
at
not
this
eager
point,
to defend.
should lead to three now. And I think there's a little bit of handling, but I look at it this way: that I only see four tricks: the defense,
I
king, two
gotcha.
spades, club, and a diamond.
They can create two
Yeah,
spade tricks and dummy also.
there is a ton of handling now, getting back and forth. I guess you start when North wins the spade, he plays a low diamond, and
Well, if East is
it's
awake, maybe
tricky.
he ducks the low diamond
But that would be amazing.
because Declare is almost certainly going to play West to have the king
Okay,
of
so
diamonds.
the other table found three no, and these guys are in four hearts now. Or at least
Which is an interesting spot.
they're in three no at the other table. They're still bidding to go, and now Kevin is corrected to four hearts also. So I mean that's a pure suit, right? In the south hand, gentlemen, is that what they're thinking? Like, hey, even if partners tabling not too many, it's usually not too bad.
Well, it's a bit of that, but it's also the fact that if you play in no trump with this hand, your hand might be worth
Dead,
two or maybe three tricks at
right?
most. Whereas when hearts are trump, you can tell that you have at least a lot more opportunity for taking tricks,
Yeah.
even opposite of the waiters.
Well, this looks like a big mess to me. It's a strange
Huh,
lead.
interesting.
How many hands have you played against the East-West pair, Larry?
Well, not I've played against each of them individually, but when I quit playing, this was done partnerships.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I played many boards against each of these guys with different partners. Um, it's an interesting pairing, though. I'd say what they've been partners maybe 8 years, 10 years, I'm guessing. Kit played with Fred Stewart. When I stopped playing, Kit was playing with Fred Stewart, and Art Bramley has had so many different partners. I think it's a good match, these two guys. They both love their bridge. They can't get enough bridge, and they
That's
play
great.
a complicated, strong club system.
I like that differentiation at the table too. We're going to get a little strong club. We're going to get a little bit of other stuff. Grand events play a lot of system on top of what they're doing initially.
This is interesting from Bart's perspective here. He has to be thinking, why is what's this jack of diamonds? It looks like partners let it doubles him, right? Because can see the 10. Um, he may not actually see that there's
Oh, here we
maybe
go.
even a threat of a diamond rough, but maybe he's seen Kit do this a couple times before.
Ace of Spades was the lead that Wolpert chose at the other table. And we might as well let you guys know Brian Platnick, Kevin Rosenberg, North South at the other table. Gavin Wolpert, Chris Willinkin, new partnership, East West at the other table. Ace of Spades, Diamond switch at that table.
Well, DeClerc can win this in either hand, but he's kind of doomed. I mean, assuming he has to lose a heart trick, he's going to lose. He
Two
can't make
spades.
it because he's going to certainly lose more than just the ace of spades. He can somehow draw trump and then throw spades on diamonds. It's a lot to ask. Maybe from his point of view, what if he wins us a dummy, heart to the jack? Let's say it wins, ace of hearts, king of hearts, and another heart. If hearts won 5-1, that would be
That would be money.
okay. That would be okay. But the 5-1 hearts is what's going to ruin that.
He has to kind of figure he has a spade entry, right, guys, on this auction? The doubler on his left.
Yeah, and he's got a diamond left in his hand. So what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, if he could sort of draw trump and even knock out the queen of hearts, he'd be okay. Oh no, that's yeah, he'd lose a diamond, a heart, and a spade. But the 5-1 heart breaks. problem. He knows the roughing club finesse won't work. Playing the king of
Right.
clubs, that's going to lose to two black aces, and then he would have to lose no heart tricks. So it's interesting how to play the heart suit here because, see, West made a takeout double, one heart double.
So
But
you're
you
not
can't
expecting
expect 3-3 on side.
right.
You
4-2
4-2
is
is
like
more
your
likely.
your best possible hope here, right?
Right. So if they're 4-2, do you play for the two to have queen and one? That's the only way you can pick up 4-2.
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, four hearts queen with East would be okay, the way I just said. Win this and dummy and play 4 rounds of hearts.
Well, does it
Heart to the
become a
jack
little
ace.
more? It becomes a little. It seems like that Jack of Diamonds lead is just interesting. It's just. Is that going to cause him to think that maybe it's kind of this off shapey type thing that might have happened? Maybe three hearts, maybe not the pipe dream, or just super unlikely.
I think
Well, maybe
if he's off shape, he's probably yeah.
four
Sorry,
two
go
two
ahead.
five. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah, 4-2-2-5.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What it looks like.
Good morning from two Davids on Twitch. Thank you for joining. If you're in the West Coast, it's early, I guess. Are you? You guys are East Coast gentlemen here.
We are, yes. It is 11:45 in the morning, which is a very reasonable time to start doing bridge.
So I, at some moment between this, I want to show you. Larry shared a picture of what it looks like in the rooms that these guys are playing in. We've been talking about it a little bit in our previous broadcasts, and it's a really interesting look at kind of bridge in the in 2024. Where you're just sitting in a room with a couple of tablets. So when we get a chance, I'll flash that picture up for you guys. It's a really cool way to see what the action looks like here in Chicago.
Rob, is there maybe something wrong with your feed? Because I just looked and I see maybe there's something different that they're on trick 11.
Is it possible that we need to refresh this table here? Because you're right, this trick has been sitting here for well, there it is. Sorry about that, gentlemen. Four hearts down 2, and at the other table, it looked like all of my love bridge just kind of stopped working there for a second. Sorry about that, guys. That's not usual. They're still efforting.
You want to go back and see what he did on that diamond back?
Yeah, sure. Let me jump over there.
So Jerry Helms goes the rattlesnake defense. Diamondback.
Diamond.
Yeah.
So there's our
So
Jack
the
of
Jack of
Diamonds.
Diamonds to the king. The 10 of diamonds came back and we froze.
Yeah, there.
I
there
suspect
was
he overtook it. Oh,
He
no, he
ducked
didn't
it.
overtake it.
And then he just
Banged the hearts out of his hand, which was reasonable.
Sure.
Yeah, and if hearts were 4-2.
Especially if Doubleton Queen's over there.
So
And then
now they
spade.
got a diamond rough.
There it is.
And they got the diamond rough.
And now spade to the king.
Like
and yep. Dead.
diamond rough. They didn't. Yeah, he just really. I don't see that he had any way to make it.
Yeah, and at the other table, they're still playing it a little. Even after refresh, it looks like they're still on it. So let's hop back in here, and let's hope we can still see live action.
It looks like Kevin took a similar line. He played off ace king of hearts, so
Yep.
he's going to be, and they've reached a roughly similar spot, I think. Well, actually, hold on.
This is an interesting start to the next.
Yeah, in the
game,
other
so-
room, it is interesting, but.
Window alert.
I will tell you what that is. We have 14 to 16.
14 to 16.
And then diamonds in a major
The
is
double.
the run out sequence they're playing here, I guess.
Yeah, so you're pretty happy as North to be able to make a penalty double here.
Yeah, that when that's in your system for sure.
Yeah.
Have a 19.
And
count.
so it's interesting as West here. I think there's actually a lot to be said for bidding two hearts, and trying to run to the major. Just because if partner's major is hearts, when you have the ace, king, queen of them, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to W.
But instead, we get the excitement of two diamonds doubled on board number three, guys. Diamond lead,
An
I guess.
automatic trump. So we guess the double of two diamonds was takeout, like we kind of saw their treatment on the earlier one, and North was delighted
Like,
beyond belief.
I'll defend red. I'll
Yeah,
defend white red with this hand.
yeah,
And
Adam, to your point about, at least though we haven't been doubled for penalty yet in two diamonds. That's the argument for uh, passing. Is maybe we they won't be defending. So I see your point as well. I think they had no way out though here.
yeah. I mean,
And
here
North
this is going
South
to
did well.
end poorly either way.
Yeah, North South did very well to have methods to
absolutely.
get this. Not everyone would,
And
including me. I would not have.
well, here's the system for Wolsey Bramley. In first and second non-vol, they play 10 to 12. Vol 14 to 16, and then third and fourth they have 15 to 17. So variable no trump range, based on their seat. They'll let us know in the alerts. But could that be why have Cran and Vince kind of prepared for this variable no trump and discussed, obviously, maybe they wouldn't play double as penalty with their 15-17, but the rest they're letting it rip.
This is in serious trouble here. Like, picture he plays another high trump, crosses and clubs for the jack of spades through. So, right, and that
Yeah.
will
Yeah,
eventually
I mean,
force declare.
And now he has a trump left and tricks. Roughing a heart.
right. Yeah, I mean, this is basically just going to play like he's in three no trump. I'm taking off a lot of tricks in three no trump now.
You
So,
are correct.
and partner pitched an encouraging club, so he knows exactly what's going on. I think
Notice,
he might return a higher club because he doesn't really want partner to continue clubs. He wants partner to put a spade through. So he might shift to
right?
the seven of clubs, let's say, instead of the three, trying to say, hey, I actually don't want clubs back. I want you to shift. What can I shift to? Well, not going to shift to the ace, king, queen of hearts. So that means the spade through.
Yeah, well, he's already shown. Did you notice how he played his diamonds? He didn't play. He had a lot of different ways. He played the ace and then the king and then the queen, which screams spade. So he's already screamed spades the way he played his diamonds. He had how many different ways are there? Six. He could have played them. And as you see, and there's even another clue, as Adam suggested, a highish club would show lack of interest.
Yeah. And Craniac, of course, wasting not more than a millisecond before getting the jack of spades on the table.
And that
And so
is
Declara will probably duck this, hoping that maybe South doesn't have the ten of spades
and
and
then
that
it's
they
just like,
can
well,
keep them off of lead. But
well,
now a third spade, and it's pretty over.
so the other table started a no trump, and I believe they may have a chance to do the exact same.
Yes, the auction is the same thus far.
It's trending that direction. Bramley on the board, by the way, gentlemen, 3 imps because they went down 1 in 4 hearts, and at this table they were down 2 in 4 hearts on board 2. So there's your score update on the board. Bramley first, but Bramley getting roughed up and 2 diamonds doubled here, and it appears they're just, well, let's see. Wolpert has a decision at to do what Larry was talking about, maybe bidding 2 hearts here, or maybe that was Adam saying that.
Yeah.
Yes, someone in the Twitch chat is asking how much money I owe you, Larry, from previous commentary sessions, and it's a sizable amount for sure. And for any time I mention the law total tricks, I plug your book. So, all right. Does he trumpet now? Does he trumpet later? Doesn't really
All
matter.
roads lead to the same dismal place.
Yep.
So interesting. Gavin chose to redouble, which
Right.
presumably says bid your major.
Which
So
might get them to 2 hearts doubled.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Which at least they'll be able to take the ace king queen hearts, but not so much with maybe the fourth diamond now. Um, really, it's more a matter of some of the time you might be able to escape with the with you having the ace king queen hearts. The opponents will be less eager to double you. Today, it's pretty bad. I mean,
Yeah.
South had five
Kevin
hearts to
has
the
to
10.
eat fifth of hearts. Yeah.
That's good night, right?
4 total tricks for declare. That is never the best when you're playing doubled. All right. Oh, so they just need to match that. Now they're looks like they're trending toward 2 hearts doubled, and that's where they're going to end up. But again, bad no matter where they end up, and that's exactly what they did at the other table. Let me show you real quick, folks. I'm gonna slide us over just real quick to show you what it looks like in the playrooms. There is 2 legends playing, Larry and Bob Hammond playing in the. What event was that, Larry? You're not looking at it on my screen, but I'm sharing it with the people out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't see it here, but maybe some that's from last year's trials.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say the senior trials.
Well, Al
I am
Hollander
eligible for it.
recognized the picture, but that's what it looks like, folks. That is exactly what the players are doing now. They're sitting in a room with those Chromebooks, and they are playing bridge, just basically 2 to a room, you and your screen mate. The chat is blowing up on YouTube, Larry. They want to thank you for 2 of the best books ever. I don't know which ones they're saying. If you wanna reference them both, there's quite a few in the catalog for sure. All very amazing.
Thank you. I don't see it. I'm not. I guess my technology. I always think my
I
technological skills are better than my audience, but
no it.
maybe not this audience.
I have 7 screens open, Larry. It's kind of crazy where I am here, so I have like everything connected. So I will
Right.
relay all of that stuff.
I'm just looking at this boring two spade contract. So, which could even go down. Declarer could lose 2 hearts, 2 clubs, and 2 diamonds.
Yeah,
He's gonna have to at some point guess
guess
the
diamonds.
diamonds.
Unless he can maybe shake
Yeah,
it on a club.
right. I
If they
mean,
never play diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they never get to
well,
diamonds.
well, they have to do a lot in not very much time here, right? Because it's going to go. He's going to win the spade and play a club immediately, and they
Yeah, they
win
have to get
that,
their
and
hearts in. Yeah.
right, getting the hearts in and getting the diamonds in. It's going to be it's going to be tricky, but I mean, the best shot is, of course, for East to win the club and put a low diamond on the table, but it's sort of it's going to be tricky to unwind also because the hearts are blocked, kind of, right? Declare can make it even harder for the opponents to actually get their tricks up.
Yeah, and it's not so attractive for Wolsey as West to shift to a heart at this point when he wins his king of clubs.
Actually,
Boy,
I'm not so sure about that, right? With King 10-8, you don't actually need partner to have anything other than the queen, right? You can surround the jacket. I mean,
he would play the 10, although it turns out Bramley went up with the ace, which seems a little, I guess he's planning to lead a low diamond now. And then Wolsey would make that 10 of hearts play at him, referred
mhm.
to, like in case Declarer had 3 to the 9.
Yeah. And then on the 10 of hearts shift, though, Declarer can still counter that, right? Because they can still fly with the ace of hearts and play another club. And that actually cuts the entries entirely. This is interesting, huh?
Well, this will force Declarer to short trump. And can't really see him going wrong. He's going to lose at most one heart trick now, so he can afford to lose one heart, two clubs, and two diamonds. So it didn't challenge him.
Do you guys like to have tougher hands like at the start just to kind of lock yourself into the session? Is it easier that way, or you feel like you get into it easier if you've had like a slog through the first couple of boards?
I don't know. I never really thought about it one way or the other. It's an interesting question. It's one I never really thought about, though.
Any thoughts, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's more about sort of how we do on the hands than it is what they are specifically,
Got
right?
it.
I would obviously want to be doing well on the first few boards, getting
Yes.
some momentum going, that sort of thing, versus, I care more about that than I do, oh, this is a slam hand or not. The one thing I guess to note is sometimes people get a little bit sloppy on the last board of a set, because they're
That's
sort of
common.
anxious and
Yeah.
ready to go out and compare, or
Hungry, tired.
feel a little fatigued.
Yeah.
And
So
so
here's our
often,
guest here for
when
the
you have a
diamonds.
hard board, when you have a hard hand on the last board of the set, sometimes that can be difficult. But otherwise, I haven't thought too much about that.
Cool. Thank you.
This
So
guess
he's got it.
was, he's still going to make it, though. He's only going to lose one heart trick, so it really wasn't a big deal. He can lose two diamonds, two clubs, and one heart.
Someone's asking in the chat,
Well,
what is the logic of the Queen of Hearts lead? Basically, what is he thinking there when he's?
I'm not sure I understand the Queen of Hearts play. I don't see what it can gain because he can't get a rough.
so it looks like in the other room they're going to scramble home with four tricks as well
Which
and two
is
hearts.
a chop for
For
1100. You gotta
Yes,
love
1100
that.
for a push.
Here's my question: do they know what their partners play over this no trump range? This is the question. Do they know they've have a more likely chop because they're playing penalty at the other table? Like, do you know your partners or your teammates' system well in these spots?
A little
Times
bit.
depends on the team. Yeah,
Like if you probably know, I mean, if you're familiar with them, friends with them, and you've played a lot with them, but maybe if it's a new partnership, you're like, oh, I wonder, I wonder if this is good or if they have the methods for this.
Well, I just don't think that much about it early in the match, right?
Got it.
If it was the last set and I was trying to figure out, are we up or down? Do we need a board, et cetera, et cetera? Then I would be thinking deeply about this potentially.
Yeah.
But when I'm playing, the first couple sets or something, if first day,
Especially
even,
with how
right?
long these matches are, right? You're not
Yeah,
too
yeah. I
concerned at
mean,
this
you're
point.
you're not thinking about did I win or lose imps. You're thinking about did I achieve a good result on this board just in general.
Yeah.
And it, you may not. In
Hunter
some
that I
cases,
would
I
be
don't even
one.
know who my teammates are at the other table. Right? You go in one room to play, and
You're like, I wonder who is there. Is it this
yeah,
pair or
right,
that
exactly.
pair?
I certainly would be hoping my teammates also play penalty
Sure,
doubles if
sure.
that happens. So
But you're
right,
right. I
so
guess it's more in the Swiss.
modern.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. So South had to decide whether to overcall one spade or to double. I'm okay with either. I
It's
think I
pretty
would have
strong.
overcalled the spade and worried about my extra strength later. West might preempt now, and the gold roads will lead to four spades.
Do they have a idea to sacrifice if they find a really massive diamond fit here? Or?
Let's see, what would it go down? One, two,
Looks
down
like
500.
yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hearts and spades are 11 tricks. It looks like. And I'm gonna just take a little bit of a look while you guys are looking at this hand at the frequency of that last hand. And we see 4 1100s. And then 1 no trump played undoubled for minus 300 4 times as well. Or, 3 times. Interesting.
Well, I'm still not going to switch to penalty doubles. I've always believed it's better not to play penalty doubles, but obviously in that sample of one,
it was a winner for these guys, right?
So here you have to feel a little bit for Graniak, who was hoping to sort of show a minimum double in bid and get his hand off his chest in one go, and now gets to do it on the 5 level instead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he just has to double and be done with it, but can't be very satisfied with that.
Right. I know the late Eric Kokish was a big disciple of overcalling. He wouldn't do that big double unless it was really big. So he's with me on this one. I would have overcalled a spade. That's not a big deal. Look, not a big deal. They'll get their 500
And you think this is just a style thing for these guys? You know, John is probably very kind of aggressive with his 1 level overcalls, and maybe this is kind of, you know.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I think the overcall's so light.
Yeah. Maybe a bit of that, and maybe even just a bit of style in terms of, you know, so even some people, even when they overcall light, are happy to overcall this and bid strongly again.
Sure.
But you know, if your partnership either doesn't like to do that or tends to expect less for double and bidding, then certainly understandable.
This auction, the way
Kevin
it's filed out
Rosenberg
of control was the argument against it. Sorry, this is the argument against doubling.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Kevin Rosenberg agreed, though. He did double.
Yeah, but Larry brings up a really good point. This is the auction to say, well, you probably would have been better off bidding a spade. Because now you're at the 5 level on your next pull here.
Certainly not what you wanted to happen when you chose double.
Sure.
Right.
It did. The board did not run out well for you, so to speak.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Vince saying, got some good hearts over here, partner.
And Kraniak will have to be a little bit careful here, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
When Declarer leads a heart, he has to decide, does he play the jack or the ace? If he plays the jack, his partner needs to overtake and put a club through immediately, or they're done.
He's just cooked. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that's any good, is it?
No, that's actually no good. He has to win the ace of hearts. You're right.
He can pitch the ace of hearts here.
Right. Yes. This is forms of a crocodile sort of thing where you have to.
Yeah.
But
well, it's interesting. I'm surprised Declare chose to cross to dummy to lead a heart versus just leading a heart out of their hand, hoping that South has ace doubleton, which feels like the sort of most likely case where they're going to be able to save it.
The other room had pretty much exactly the same auction, except for East-West had different methods for showing their preemptive diamond raise. So they ended, it went 3 hearts after that bid, and then 5 diamonds double. You feel for South not being able to bid their hand, and maybe we'll see a similar hand later where they both overcall instead because they're licking their wounds from this choice.
He crossed with that diamond. I don't even know if the defense can screw this up because I mean, even if they give him a rough and slough, does he have enough trump to benefit? Yeah, I guess. If Declare wins this with the jack, is he end played? If South wins with the jack,
South, yeah.
he table, then can cash the ace and give a rough and slough. Yeah, that would give them an
If he
extra chick.
shakes
So I
it.
think Krajniak does have to play the ace here.
Yeah, but he knows his partner has
There we go.
stuff for the three heart bid.
Right. And
Um,
he's also,
it, it, I,
he's had a chance to signal with the deuce of hearts earlier as well. So he kind of,
yeah, yeah.
it's hard to get that wrong.
Well, that and partner didn't play a high heart on when they let a heart from dummy, which also actually makes it.
Right.
The partner was kind of catering for you having ace doubles in
Yeah.
there. It was kind of
Good partner. That's because he's Canadian,
hmm
just like you, Adam, I think.
Me.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Go fish.
500
No, yes.
for, and they're on the same road at the other table. They unblocked hearts very early. It looks like.
hmm This is pretty dismal looking 13, but yeah. If you stuck in another jack, I wonder if you'd open at a 14 to 16 neutral.
You wouldn't like it, but
Yeah.
So do you want to be in four spades or three? No, I guess,
3-0
with
works.
East might rebid one no here. This is a style thing. I know Marty Bergen's a one no rebidder. I tend to show the four spades, but with this flat and this ugly a hand, I have to confess I might skip the spades, which is
Well,
more a modern thing.
Yeah, that's the
you have to keep in
modern.
mind that he has a maximum in their style.
That's
But yeah, I mean, I
there he
just
goes.
always
Okay,
been
so
Trump.
he kind of
Right.
chose the more balanced method there. One no Trump. Will they check back here and then maybe decide to play spades?
Well, I mean, I think West is certainly going to want to check back because their hand is very suit oriented, right?
Yeah,
Aces
here we go.
are great for suit contracts and not so much
Some
for no
sort
trump
of game
contracts.
forcing check
So,
back.
yeah, and this should get a two spade bid or whatever systemically
Well,
shows that for them.
maybe a two heart bid for now. That's always the argument when you
Which
Yes.
do
one do
one
you
of
show
these. Oh, it's a
first?
game forcing relay. It's a relay though, so maybe
Oh,
he's
so it
going to
might just be
artificially find out.
obligatory.
Yeah, it might be an artificial way to find out.
Or maybe it just goes whatever the relay, and then he shows his 4-4-3-2, and they decide. Maybe he still picks 3-0 from that point, too. If he gets to know his partner, it's semi balanced.
Just looking at the East West hand, it's not clear which contract's better.
Yeah.
Diamonds
Yeah.
could be interesting. You have two spade entries in the north hand. King of clubs is offside.
Yeah, so 3-0 with, say, a
So
dot. Well, it's going to be
let's see
played
what two
by
hearts
East,
is.
though. So
All right, so two hearts is three hearts. Two spades is probably going to show his 4-4-3-2 ish, or 4-4 in the majors at least. And then Bart will have another relay. Excuse me.
Yeah, they because there's a limited number of hands that you can have that open a diamond and rebid a no trump. There is room in theory to sort of do get almost full shape of opener's hand here. It's more a question of is that the most valuable information? Where for slam bidding it perhaps is, but for deciding what the correct game is, for example, they lose the ability to say, oh, how good is your suit, or to make some of the sort of finer judgment calls around three no trump versus four major and so on.
So this is definitely just you can see, folks, if you're watching this and not wondering what's going on, this is a lot of system that they have discussed over and over again. They have pages of notes, and they're trying to figure out their hands before they commit. The benefits of a game forcing auction, right? You can just give yourselves a lot of information.
to your point, Adam, if West finds out his partner is 4-3-3-3, He doesn't know what to do. Like here,
Right. Right. Exactly. I mean, but you. I think when you find out partner is 4-3-3-3, you choose four spades because you have ace jack. You have only eight card. You have only five cards in diamonds, and
And you have quick winners.
it kind of looks like you want to play four spades, but you know full well that if partner has jack four of spades and stuff in the other suits, that's probably wrong.
And for those of you
also,
watching,
I suspect.
sorry, Larry,
Okay.
go ahead. There's just some questions
Yeah,
about
well, I
the
suspect
system.
people are wondering why did East open one diamond? Because
Exactly right. That's
you-
the question.
With 3-3, with 3-3 in the minors, you open a club, but they're playing a strong club system, so all balanced hands start with one diamond. All weak, hands like this, one diamond's kind of nebulous.
Thank you, Larry.
As to
That's
the
the
minors,
exact question we were looking at, and that's because exactly East-West one club is strong, and they show you that they apparently have figured it out. There is 4-3-3, and Kit decides to play 3-no trump.
More likely
Surprised?
lead.
Interesting.
Not really. He's got ace and jack in the diamond, so if his partner has, say, the king or the queen,
They're
both.
playing 3-no, just slightly ahead of us at the other table now, which is a good sign. They're catching up. And also, for those of you watching, East-West plays a variable no-trump opening range depending on vulnerability and position. So we'll keep an eye out for that.
Graham has let a
How
diamond.
did you know why though? Why not his four card suit? He doesn't have. If he thinks declares 4-3-3-3, interesting why he would lead.
Does he know? Does he have some inference on why, when the relay continues, Kit's kind of revealing something about his hand, like the desire to know more for whatever reason? Is that possible? Does he?
No.
Okay.
And if anything, actually, it's interesting. He might have chose not a diamond because partner had two opportunities to double
The double
for a
diamonds, I
diamond
see.
lead,
Yeah.
and they didn't. Um,
Yeah,
so
I'm surprised.
if anything, I guess the argument for a diamond lead is that is I think Kit once actually said this to me. You look in your own hand for a 5-card suit, and if you don't find one, you look in the partner's hand for a 5-card suit, and you leave that, right? And so the argument for a diamond is, well, I don't have a 5-card suit, and I have very little. So what's our best way to beat this? Well, it's probably to find a partner with a 5-card suit, and their most likely suit where that's the case is diamonds, right? Because Kit knows the full shape, and wouldn't necessarily be chomping at the bit to play 3-no if they had only 4 cards in one suit.
It's funny, they let a diamond. Kevin Roseberg duplicated the diamond lead.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
both
the fact that
players
the
get off
diamonds
well.
are blocked, the diamonds are blocked, so declarer's going to get a reprieve here. So he's going to have 2 spade tricks, 3 hearts is 5. Yeah, isn't he at 3 hearts, 2 spades for 5? Isn't he trick short though?
Yeah, because he has to lose a club finesse.
Well, it's a trick short, but yeah, I guess there's really no way around
You
it.
just diamond to the king, club.
Yeah.
See you later.
Okay,
Suit preference here from Vince, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have the double dummy. Can we go back and see if a club lead would have made with a club lead?
Yeah.
Do
In
we
fact,
have
why don't we
that
why don't we let them tie it off here, and we'll go back into the results stream after and take a look at that. That's great.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because certainly it's going to go down now, and a
Yep.
club lead. Let's see, club to the king, club back, knock out the spade. Maybe a club lead would have let it make.
Yeah, I think anything other than a diamond clearly lets it make, because you need that. North needs to have 3 entries in order for the tempo of it to work out.
And now that they've finished at the other table, I can tell you that, Adam, that's exactly right. The diamond lead is the only lead that beats it double dummy style. Every other lead lets him make. Well done at both
Yeah.
tables.
Wow.
Wow.
No, I, I don't know. I think that's pretty impressive. It could be random luck or it could be the way Adam explained it. Um,
I think at this table you can kind of logic your way to a diamond lead, especially if you've played relay a bunch, where you can you can sort of ask yourself, hey, why did they choose 3-no? Well, we don't actually know
Right.
anything about the West Hand. We don't know whether they have five hearts or four spades
Other than
or
they were still
seven
curious after a
clubs.
certain number of, bids, right?
Right, right. Well, and so one of the things that you might think is, okay, given that they decided to play 3-no trump, probably they don't have four cards in a suit between them and their partner, unless they have a big minor suit fit. And so if you're hunting for partners five card suit, diamonds has to be the most likely.
So with this, I mean, just in the abstract, it would never have happened. But in a different partnership, a different pair doesn't have any of these methods. It's probably a much harder hand to get right as far as opening lead.
Kevin Rosenberg found it at the other table. So
That's true, but they had a little back and forth though, not as much as then at this table. But let me tell you guys,
right.
3-no trump was played 4 times. A diamond was led every time, and it went down
Mhm.
one every time. Four spades was played 4 times also, and made 620 plus 620. So
four spades is easy, but not for some of those diamond leads from the five card suit.
So
They're most
actually, I think
clever.
I'm less concerned about that. It's more that most of the time East is probably opening a club, right? The fact that they
Exactly.
opened a nebulous diamond actually kind of worked to their advantage here, in that it wasn't clear what the minor seed stuff was.
Right.
and
When they open
Here
a
we
club,
see one of the more interesting treatments from Kit and Barth. They played that rather than playing a precision two diamonds, which is three suited short diamonds, 10 to 15. They actually used two diamonds as multi and bumped that bid up to two hearts.
I see.
So two hearts shows that, which is it's interesting because it's a little bit harder to defend against when they can actually just pass out two hearts. And
Yes. So you
it's
mean North has a way more pressure on them in this spot, basically, is what you're saying.
exactly, exactly. And and you could almost forgive North for bidding three hearts.
That's right.
I mean,
Well,
it doesn't work out that it doesn't. I mean, North does have to bid three hearts, right? And now they'll probably find their spade fit, but um, it's a very it's an interesting combination of constructive and destructive
right.
to this tree.
Someone, Al in the chat says Martel Fleischer do something similar with two diamonds multi, but two hearts Flannery. So
Hmm.
they play that sort of. But
Yes.
this is new for me. I haven't seen this one before. I'm sure Vince and Cran have seen it before and probably discussed how to deal with it. In fact, do they have to present defense to them in this situation?
No, I don't believe so. I think if I remember right, we were allowed to have multi defenses, but nothing further. Um,
Understood.
we get to four spades. Ideally, you want to get to it from east, since west shape is going to be known. Uh, Now the jack of hearts lead through
3 clubs is a
four
minimum.
spades. Four spades. You have to lose the two hearts and a spade, but certainly a lot of work to be done. Clubs 4-1 with the queen. Four spades. Boy, looks like they're going to probably get there. I don't know if they're going to make it.
They are already there in the other room, it looks like, as well.
North's going to double this one for the lead. Now that three hearts is artificial, North can double.
There it is.
Get his heart lead. Now, ideally, East West would want to steer West into declaring after all.
Right. The king of hearts is exposed here, so
Yeah, unfortunately, this is again where, a drawback of relay a little bit is that you don't get to have some of these siding things. So here for them, four diamonds says, I want to end the auction. And, please bid four hearts and I'll tell you where. And it's their only way to get out to four spades, right? If you bid four spades immediately, that would be something else. Um, and so it's actually, he doesn't really have a way to say, actually, I want you to play it here. I don't think. Um,
Right.
There you
And
go.
that's one of Eric Rodwell's beautiful inventions, where when you've shown your shape, four diamonds is a cue to sign off, and four clubs is a relay to four diamonds to make a slam try. So I'm
mhm.
impressed that you know that those methods. Maybe you played them at some point.
I've played it. I played them a lot. I've played full relay a bunch and so on. So yes, I don't know whether Rodwell called it Mulberry or maybe that may have been Garth Yedek's name on it, but I know that Garth and Jan Janic had done a bunch of work on some relay stuff as well. That I think
Even I, who don't like methods, loved that one and learned it, and it was very useful. It came up a lot.
it is.
Okay,
I think it's most useful in the sort of three suited hand situation where you have three different places that you might want to play, and so you can't quite sort everything out. Where do you want to play this suit? Is this a slam try? Can you want a bit key card? It's all of these various things that you're sort of balancing, and yeah.
the beautiful method that I will not be teaching on my next cruise.
When is that? When is that, Larry? When's your
Oh,
next one?
well, yeah. Well, they're always coming up, but I don't teach stuff like that. I'm
Wait,
happy with Stamen and Blackwood and negative doubles. Uh, so Declare's got a lot of guessing to do here, but I guess I don't see why he can't make it if he just doesn't, if he doesn't lose to any black queens, and he should be okay, right?
yeah. And just for those of you just hopping in, we're here with Larry Cohen, Adam Kaplan, looking at the first segment of the 2024 team trials, quarterfinal edition. And there's one queen they're not going to lose right there.
Well, and it's interesting that the eight of clubs actually is a bit of a Grosvenor here, or little gives him a chance to go wrong, right? Because if he assumes that North has the stiff queen of clubs, now he could theoretically play for North to have three spades and double hook the clubs. But that's probably a little bit too deep for him to go for versus just banging ace king of spades when he knows that North has six hearts and
And
one
there it
club.
is. Yeah.
But
Yeah, he just can play for diamonds 4-4 basically. North has six hearts and one club, and
yeah,
um, yeah, it's straightforward. And
So that is a chopped result. The other table just completed the same board, four spades making four. So still a tight match here.
yes. But what starts out as a tight matches, after 120
Yeah,
boards, there
yeah,
were matches
exactly.
that somebody had won, 400 imps,
Adam,
or
we
there
only
were 650
we
imps
only have
swung, and
112 boards left. It's
yes,
well,
whatever
these are
we do.
actually very swingy boards we watched. I suspect in the other matches the score is not three to
I,
one.
I
If
will
you
tell
want
you
to
the
really
slight
them up,
lead
but
the
not.
slight lead of imps total scored so far is 43, and that is the Fleischer Bailey match. Leibowitz Simpson 42 imps on the board. So here we're watching a tight match, a tight. I mean, as far as the players are doing similar things at each table, no swings as much as. In fact,
But the boards are potentially have been swingy, a few of them.
the other three matches are swinging wildly. I will tell you that for sure. There's at least 30 plus
So the
imps
potential slam here. Slam is not great, but I could see Sal mildly interested in slam.
after partner opens a no trump.
Now, over this start, one no, two clubs, two diamonds. What most people play is Texas transfers. I guess you could call it extended Texas. So four diamonds now would mean six hearts, and logically also four spades, because why did you start with Stamen otherwise, but South might feel that he has a little bit too much to just place the contract now in 4 hearts. So he could use Smolin, three diamond, three spades now to show 4 spades and 5 or more hearts.
And then correct
Yeah, I mean this
to
hand
4
type
hearts.
is kind of tricky because
So this is something.
yeah. So I think they probably, it looks like
There you
they
go.
probably
They have an agreement
play.
here.
Yeah, exactly. They essentially have a way to show this, which is very important here. Because if you just play Texas transfers, you actually don't get you don't get to make a slam try. So it looks like they sort of do a South African type thing, where 4 clubs is hearts and 4 diamonds is spades, giving partner an in between step to say, "Hey, I have a good hand for slam," and then
Super helpful for those
you
types of
can still
hands.
just say go away over that, but and indeed he give in context of hearing partner have 10 cards in the majors and so on. I'm not sure that I agree that this is a good hand for slam, but um, or maybe they invert them. That's the other possibility.
Right. I guess we'll find
Well,
out.
North does have the jack. That Jack of Hearts is a beautiful card. I would prefer to have a third one.
Right. I
Queen
mean,
Jack
Jack
of
of Hearts,
Clubs or
Doubleton Spade are both good. I
Queen
have
Jack
Ace
of
King
Clubs
Ace in the
no good.
minors, but
Yeah, but
yeah, yeah. So I'm guessing 4 diamonds said no. That would make the most sense.
yeah.
Because if North said yes, South was definitely bidding on. So
He's looking
4
for any
diamonds must
reason.
have said no, I don't have slam interest, and 4 hearts would have said yes, I do.
This ends up being a nice friendly position because of just the way the cards are divided. Queen of Hearts, Doubleton on side, Ace Queen of
Yeah.
Spades on side.
Well, if you win 5 finesses, what's not to like about slam?
Let me say something here in case any of the students who will still come to me all the time. Uh, Hand record is going to say 12 tricks, and you're going to make 12 tricks. Please, please realize, don't come to me and say, how do we bid it? Because you
Yes.
don't want to be in it. I mean, it's at best 50-50. If the heart finesse, if you lose to the queen heart, you're down. And even if the heart finesse wins, you still haven't made it yet. So you don't want to be in 6. But they'll continue until I die to come ask me, how do we get to 6? So maybe I'm wasting my time.
That is that, and also one of the hardest things as a teacher, and I'm sure you've seen this thousands of times, Larry, is when you let them know something is wrong, you shouldn't do it, and they do it anyway and get just a spectacular results. Just like the top board in the room, and it's just the exact wrong thing you do. And now you try to talk them off the ledge there.
Yeah, it's just like my golf game. I'll do something stupid and get lucky, and I'll say, "Oh,
Yeah, I should swing like that
one
every time.
one one board does not prove anything."
Yeah,
And here, the odds, you don't want to be in slam. It's the anti-percentage. It's less than 50%.
for sure. So this is the definitely well played match, or at least well mirrored match at both tables. I mean, swingy boards and still staying within a couple of imps of each other. And we are officially more than halfway through now. Just a little one no trump opener once again. At the other table, it went a little bit of what looked like garbage Stamen because it went 2 clubs, 2 hearts, all pass. I'm guessing if they bid 2 spades, maybe West takes a little action.
Exactly. That's how I would handle the West hand. I'd be 2 clubs prepared to pass anything except for 2
2
spades. I
spades.
would
Yeah.
give it another try, maybe 3 spades. West has short clubs. That's the perfect hand for Stamen, and then pass if you want to.
There we go. Whatever 2 clubs is for these guys. This is their normal range here. They're one of their normal ranges, 14 to 16.
And the alert is that puppet?
That is, yeah. So we'll have some way to show
Uh,
this.
so this is not a good hand for puppet then, because you don't know at this point if you have the fit. Well, he just took a chance.
He's floating out 2 diamonds, which is not. I guess 2 hearts and 2 diamonds both have some issues, but 2 diamonds looks like it might have a few more issues. Queen Jack fifth
Yeah,
offside.
and on an auction like this is another one of the sort of automatic trump lead auctions, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's another one where you don't really look at your hand before just doing it.
Because
And certainly when
West is tabling short clubs, and they're running essentially. So
Yep. Precisely.
Well, this would tend to be a sort of a suit preference signal, but there's only so much you can read into it. Who knows how many diamonds North has or doesn't have?
he did play kind of
South's
what
going
you
to have to
expect, right?
4.
Yeah, like
Well.
the I don't have a preference card.
Well, his partner didn't have to have the Jack of Hearts here. Branya
Sure.
played that hard pretty quickly. I guess it's not like he didn't want to play anything.
Yeah, everything else looked more ugly at
Sure.
least. I don't know. Hard to blame him.
Looks like they leave third and fifth in the middle of the hand.
Al Hollander is in the chat here with an historical note. Kit Woolsey introduced puppet Stamen in the late 70s. Does that sound right?
It's Kit's fault that I have to tell people no puppet.
He says that he hates it over 2 no trump, but it works only over 1 no trump. So there's a disclaimer.
Yes. I'm a big fan of 2 no trump puppet over 1 no trump.
In fact, we've had this discussion in more than one broadcast, Adam, and it's becoming kind of the standard. Yes.
Yes.
You just get more room to chat, right?
Well, it's not just that. It's that I hate giving them a lead directing double when I'm sort of doing something that's kind of a precaution anyway.
Yes.
Right. When I have 3 spades and 6 diamonds, my default is just to jam 3 no trump and be done with it. But when partner can have 5 spades a lot of the times, sometimes 3 no trump is a silly place to play, and we're much better off playing in 4 spades. So I say, okay, I should check and see if partner has a 5 card spades. Then I bid 3 clubs puppet, and it goes double.
And then you don't find your fit.
Right. So it's actually gotten to the point that I sort of jokingly warn people that make me play 3 clubs puppet that I won't bid it unless I also have 6 clubs.
Okay, we can't allow that. That sounds illegal.
I think we've gotten to a very interesting position here in the play. This is actually, the declarer has to guess North shape here. See the diamond suit, the Queen Jack 6 over the 10-7-5?
Yep.
What declarer needs to do is cash everything. I think we have an interesting position. I haven't quite figured it out yet. Declarer's got you see what I'm saying? Kind of like untangle.
Right. Well, they need to cash. Well, no, actually, that's not true. I don't.
Maybe not.
Because
How
they
many
can
tricks
just
has he lost?
They can just rough a club.
Oh, he's only lost.
He's only lost 2 tricks.
No, he's only lost 2 tricks. Yeah, so he's okay. He doesn't have. He's only
so he can
lost 2
rough
tricks.
this and then take.
Yeah. He doesn't have to. Well,
right.
He has to be a little careful.
Well, he just has winners in all the other suits, so he can play a spade.
But he can't play the ace king of spades, for example.
Correct.
Yeah,
he just
can
has
play
to
the
rough
ace
a
and
club
king
first.
of spades first.
But he's just doing the sort of rough your losers and look around later.
Yeah. Okay, I thought he actually had lost 1 more trick, but no, he had no problem. So yeah, your discussion about puppet. So Adam.
Oh wait, sorry, hold on.
Whoa, that's different.
I take that back.
It's off now.
I take that back.
He guessed wrong.
Did he do something wrong?
Yeah, he guessed the North shape wrong.
But he took a very strange line because he could have played a spade to the ace, and by playing a heart, he opened himself up in the heart suit.
Interesting.
Right. If he just plays a spade to the ace and then takes a rough, even if North roughs, the worst he can do is cash one trick.
Did he think Kreniak had that club though? He thought Vince was out of clubs at this point. He just
Maybe, but
kind of had
it
a
actually
heart there
doesn't
instead of a
matter.
club.
It
It
doesn't
looked like
matter.
he did something careless.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe he heard me.
Let's hope
All
not. Is
right.
this delay working?
Uh,
What's
uh,
going on?
so, Adam, back to the puppet thing. I only like it with game forcing hands. I don't like it on the two level. So I don't know if you agree with that.
Yes,
Yeah, I agree.
I fully agree with that.
All right, 6 imps for Rosenthal, and I think that's their first lead of the match. It's been,
I think Bart
not too much
made a
going on.
careless play there.
And those of you that are just joining us, welcome. We have a lot of viewers, actually, so thank you all for joining us. I mean, a lot compared to the usual. We have the legendary Larry Cohen with Adam Kaplan here. We're about 2/3 of the way through our first segment of the quarterfinal matches. So, welcome to the tables, folks. Currently watching Rosenthal Bramley.
So this is going to bring up one of the uh, issues that is at the crux of modern bidding and the young and the old. See, East will rebid a no trump. And now, if I'm West, I want to just place this in two spades. But I can do that because my partners aren't rebidding one no with a singleton spade unless they're really, really stuck. But I know a lot of the youth, I'm going to bring you in, Adam. You're still youth.
Okay, okay.
You guys are rebidding one no with singleton spade too often. So I couldn't just go to two spades if I were playing with one of you young guys. You got anything to say about
I
that?
know. Is that fair, Adam? What do you say?
I mean, you're entirely right, is the problem. Um, essentially, we've kind of decided at a certain point. I don't think we really, everybody under 30 necessarily got together and like had a convention about this, but it's becoming more modern standard on the really awkward rebid hands where you have a singleton spade and the classic is when you're 1-4-5-3, right? You have four hearts, five diamonds, and three clubs, right? And so it's becoming more standard rather than try to make up a two club rebid or rebidding a five card diamond suit, just to rebid a no trump and hope to survive. And what that means is that you do have to change your style at least a little bit, such that when partner you can't rebid two spades as comfortably over a no trump as you might be able to otherwise. And here, by I'm surprised Kraniak split with the jack of spades, but
Me too. Me too.
but yeah, so you're sacrificing some of these correct part score deals um, for a little bit better bidding on when you have a good hand, right? Namely that you don't lose as many of the 4-4 heart fits on part score deals as well as game hands. And you just get to have sort of a cleaner auction at a lower level. Um, and you're trading that off against either you don't bid two spades as frequently, or when you do, you know full well that you might be playing in some sort of silly six card fit that's a violation of Burns law, instead of, in this case, maybe even a eight or nine card club fit, right? If East was 1-4-4-4, for example, I would also bid a no trump with that, and now here you would be playing in two spades instead of maybe even game and clubs. And there's no real satisfying answer here, right? I mean, if you play that East should bid again over two spades with a singleton spade, now anytime that West has six spades, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So most of the time you just kind of you deal with the 5-1 fits from time to time, and you hope to make it up on all of the other auctions that are a little cleaner, a little nicer. But this is definitely something that's shifted in the last, say, 10 years, maybe even 5 years. to being a lot more standard. That especially when it's a minor, a spade, you're a little suspect of a no trump.
As you explained that, good job. The defense lost its way a little bit, but I don't think they were oversetting it.
It's like another no trump opener here. If that's sorry, no, this is probably one of the ranges where they play their weaker version of no trump. So we'll see something different here.
I'm gonna guess he's gonna start it with a strong club and treat that.
Treat that as 16. They play 16 plus as their strong club. That would make sense. No, wait.
That'll teach me. They must only do it at favorable. They must only do it at favorable.
They must do it white red. In fact, I'm pretty sure that. If it is something that it says it fired an alert in there, but I don't see anything on the. There we go. 14 to 16. Okay. Yep. So white red is their only 10 to 12.
Would balance with the south hand if I could use don't, or if I could not get. I wouldn't want to put two spades in a minor, but if I can show something and stay on the 2 level, I would balance.
Right. So it's worth noting that because South is a passed hand, they no longer need to have, they don't need a penalty double anymore.
Yep.
So I think it's becoming more standard to sort of switch to, 4-card major, a 4-card major and a longer minor, exactly this sort of hand, when you're a passed hand, and when you can't have a penalty double anymore. And so indeed, that's kind of, he's thrilled to have that on this hand. And
one no was going to be very clubs. One no was going to be very easy. So now we might get a club diamond battle, hearts or hearts. It could be a question of where do we stop the part score battle. I guess East, West, and diamonds have to lose 2 clubs, 2 spades, and a rough. So they can only.
I'm going to guess we're going to play 3 diamonds, 1 down. We'll see how I do.
All right. Would you like to take action on that, Larry?
Hearts.
We have a prediction.
3 hearts. 3 diamonds. Well, I predict 3 diamonds. If they're in it, we'll go down 1. What about north south 3 hearts?
But do you want to? I was just going to say that's a possibility. Maybe with. Although the shortness is in John's hand, so he might not be willing to proceed to the 3 level.
Might not find hearts. 3 diamonds down 1. Well, I'm going to take the field just because that's such a specific.
I like. Okay. So Adam has 3 diamonds down 1. Larry has the rest of the results. Well played.
I think 3 diamonds down 1 is quite likely, but there's so many other possibilities, and the other table's 3 diamonds down 1. We can see.
All right.
Oh, that's true.
I didn't specify it had to be this table.
I think that's a good prediction, but just on general principles, I'll take everything else.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just on statistic. Vince is taking his time here, and occasionally we'll do a little refresh just to make sure. There we go. 3 clubs.
Oh, there we go. All right, let's get a 3 diamonds all pass.
It seems likely, right?
You're gonna win. Yeah.
Unless Vince.
Yeah.
Maybe they slip up the defense horribly.
Well, North will lead the king of spades, right? So when you lead ace from ace king, right, and that does mean that when you lead the king followed by the ace, you usually have a doubleton, right? Or maybe you were leading the king and planning to shift to an outside singleton. So on the king, partner will presumably give attitude or count or whatever your preferred signal is. But when you follow it with the ace, they know, hey, I got to give suit preference, right? And so they'll be playing their lowest spade on there, and then they should have no trouble getting their.
At this point, I'm willing to pay half. I'm willing to settle and get out.
Wait, you want to buy out?
I want to buy out.
What was the wager? I don't even know what it was, but
whatever it is, I would buy out now.
The offer.
I'm not accepting any more buyouts.
Whoa, you're ruthless. He is thinking.
North's thinking though.
Could be 3 hearts.
I'm gonna
Ah,
count
there
on
it
this
is.
being a hang up. There we go.
So, but let's watch that
Right.
defense. This is exactly, and here they probably play king from ace king usually. So this is the reverse of what we're talking about. Maybe
That's possible. I
this is how they
was a
show their
little
double team.
surprised, but yeah, a little interesting.
I pay 75% now to be out.
How about we'll
Yeah,
guarantee another shot later? We'll re-roll
All
this
right.
one.
Well, mind you, I did say it's the most likely thing. I just
Yes,
how to take the field, though. There were so many
he
other
got in
ones.
first. That's the problem. He.
Yeah, right, right.
it's helpful to be the house.
Well, well, actually, Rob, can you look and see? We have 8 comparisons. So how many three diamonds down one?
You read my mind here. Let's go. This is board 11,
And
correct?
yes, just pointing out one more thing. Vince making absolutely sure that partner gives him a spade rough by shifting to the 10 of clubs, saying no more of these.
Very nice.
And it can't be three diamonds down two because he's going to rough this next one high.
There are three
Exactly.
diamond bids in there. One 3 heart bid down one in the north chair in the Fleischer
Wow.
match, and one
That's
4
what I
club
needed.
bid in the south chair in the nickel juster match.
Okay.
But
So
four
you,
three diamonds down.
you had a little bit of life, Larry.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he clearly was correct. He chose the field versus 3 diamonds, and there's at least 2 results that prove that out at the other tables. So, ooh, look at
Yes.
this one. Kits. So would you open 1 heart or 2 hearts with West?
White on red, I think it's too good for, they'll open with such garbage. So I think one, yeah.
Yeah.
Red, I'd open 2 hearts.
Second seat, red, white, I would open 2 hearts. Maybe second seat, red in general, I would open 2 hearts. Most other chairs, I would feel, at least in my style, this is probably a little bit too good. But I think this is sort of vulnerable. My week 2 bids are civilized, so this seems very much sort of it's a maximum for sure, but it's probably still in range.
So this will propel them to game. Is there any game they can make? Let's see. 3 no's, certainly no good. 4 hearts, they have to lose a spade, a heart,
Diamond, a spade, and a club.
one of everything if they don't even have to shift to it. So it looks like 9 tricks are the limit. And north-south also 9 tricks look to be the limit.
They are in 4 hearts at the other table. Diamond lead from north.
Yeah, so it seems like there's nothing to it. They just have to lose one of everything. It's interesting. Both sides have to lose one of everything, right? Each side loses one
trick in each
table, one
suit.
heart, one diamond, and one club.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. 9 tricks on the offing for each side. Exactly.
It's interesting. Kit chose to bid 3 clubs rather than 3 hearts here. Maybe feeling that he was planning, if partner bid 3 no, he wasn't going to sit that and was going to bid 4 hearts next. But thinking that the red-white opponents are probably not likely to be bidding out. But I don't know. I have to admit I'd be very tempted to bid 3 hearts.
What is Bromley going to do here? This is a tough problem. He could double for penalty. He could read no, which doesn't feel like it has any chance. What is he going to bid? It's not clear at all. Pass. I can maybe pass. But that's not what I expected.
Wow.
5
So
clubs.
that's the club raise being brought into the equation.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I guess, a little bit of why you don't bid 3 clubs with this.
Right,
Partners, going to potentially get the wrong idea. And here, I mean, it's not like 4 hearts was going to be a cakewalk anyway, right? They think they lose a bunch of finesses and go down, but
Is it possible they penalize here in either?
Here to double.
Yeah.
It's possible to double. It's not my style, but it might be Cragnac style.
well, I mean, I heard partner bid three spades
And he has
vulnerable, and I
two
have
potential
I have
tricks.
potentially two
Right.
tricks. It's not the craziest thing in the world,
Right.
but I don't think I'm getting rich doubling five clubs.
Yeah, when
And
opponents are white, you might get it one, maybe two at your best day.
right, well, and I have to give partner a good deal of leeway, right? Because because they're red white here over heart, they're also with hands like this, right, that we might expect them to bid a heart two spades. This is another, I think, shift in modern style that people are bidding one spade on those hands now,
Yeah.
right? Because two spades is too risky and likely to go for a number. And so, when partner bids out to three spades, there's a lot of hands with six spades and sort of, middling values that they're going to do that with that we don't really want to punish them for.
This could be interesting,
So,
actually.
you know,
Couldn't he duck this and
Those are
give his
kind
partner a Trump promotion at some point?
well, he doesn't even need to duck it.
Yeah, but sorry, he can just clear diamonds and then win a club and fire diamond.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So it turns out he was actually going to get a little bit rich defending five clubs.
Right, he was getting it more
when
than
this is the hand. He's probably getting 300, or sorry, he's probably getting 500 if you double. But that's really hard to know or play for. I think.
yeah, for sure.
Well, now that there's a motion, is there? He can. Oh yeah, now there is.
Although, well, hold
Well,
on.
yeah,
They
there's a
he can
little lucky.
Yeah. Sorry, never mind. I was thinking he could
Yeah,
rough high
no,
and play him, but it's no
he
good.
had to not lead a high club from dummy, but low club from. But here he's Mr. Lucky in a way because for this ridiculous contract, it's not going to cost so much since
Right, because
there's
four
no game
hearts
that
is
makes anyway.
yeah.
So 50 a tricks, an extra few 50s to pay out is a small penalty for bidding this silly contract.
Until tomorrow at 9, if you lose by one, and then you can have that discussion.
Right.
Yes.
So double would have 500, huh?
3, right? Are they getting 3 tricks?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. The heart
Down
bonus
3.
is gone. Yep, 500 versus what looks like it's going to be 50 at the other table.
Yeah, so double
They're
here would
about to
have been
take
a
their
big
fourth
winner,
trick.
but
Yep.
you can imagine cases where you're either not beating five clubs, or you're only getting it one or two, where it's not too
Risk
costly,
reward.
and where double might even tell them hey, I have a little bit of what's going on. But I don't know. My partner bid three spades vulnerable. I have to admit I would be sorely tempted.
You're right with that, especially king and one and an ace, right? So, so we have.
Who's going to open the bidding?
There it is.
Okay, there we go.
That seems pretty normal, actually. Would you think of you wouldn't preempt with that garbage, would you? You would just kind of bid this like he's doing.
Yeah.
Open and rebid diamonds unless you get to raise hearts.
If I'm going to open vulnerable facing a past partner with 10-6 to diamonds, I'm going to open the one.
You're going to open the one that
that's enough.
You don't want to lead directed too heavily.
But I think there's actually a strong case to be made for passing.
Or one heart, not vol.
Not vol, maybe.
Do you know what's so funny? We saw David Berkowitz make a bid, maybe not as widely shaped as this, but with this sort of hand, 4-card major in third chair.
How'd it go?
David Berkowitz?
It went okay for him. Yeah. I was hoping maybe he can join us for one of these sets, Larry. You just reunite the partnership on a stream.
Yeah, well, right now he's flying home with his tail between his legs. That was a brutal loss yesterday.
Yeah.
Absolutely, just gutting to lose by 1 or 2 or however many after that many boards.
It was 1.
Yeah, I know, but
right, yeah, I mean that's
it was an anticlimactic one because it was 2 where it was just okay. Your over trick got you closer to 1, but
right now I was watching and I as I was going through them, I'm like just slightly good enough results at the other table, but it doesn't look like there's really much hope here. But yeah,
interesting that I play when you open in third seat and then rebid. it shows a good hand because you could have just opened a weak two bit to begin with. So this kind of goes against that. Although maybe they play two diamonds opening as something else. You know what I'm saying? Pass
That's
one
a
of a
good
major,
question.
and then later you bid two of a major. Usually you're showing a good hand because you could have opened two of a major heavy in the third seat.
Adam, this is a good
Yeah,
question in the
I'm
chat.
normally the other way around, where
Really?
sort of well, okay. So in fourth chair, I do that, but in third, I think often you want to be able to choose between one and two based on suit quality, based on the rest of your hand, enough that I don't really want to be sort of stuck if I choose to open one.
The third seat, I just opened two with anything. It could have zero, I could have 13. So
Right.
therefore, when I did one and two, I don't have 13. I would have opened two.
Hmm.
Adam, somebody in the chat wants to confirm whether or not you have been adopted as a Berkowitz.
Uh, there's varying reports, but I'm certainly
Still a
close
Catholic.
to being adopted as a Brit. Yeah, exactly. Still a Catholic, but
Yeah.
so I spend a lot of time with
The
Berkowitzes.
Berkowai. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, Berkowai, exactly. So
Played by Woolsey, underleading. I
Big
guess he
club.
didn't want to play anything.
Yeah.
I don't know how he figured that out. Heart lead would have anything would have been costly. Actually, he was sort of end lead. Anything he played, a diamond would have
Brutal.
diamond, spade, or heart would have cost. So now Declare is going to have two pitches eventually for his heart. So he can throw one on a jack of clubs and one on the king of spades. But he could lose two clubs and four diamond tricks.
yeah, the defense has to be a little careful because he's a little short on dummy entries is really the big thing here, right? That if they return a club and then exit a heart, Declarer really only has that one dummy entry, which is not going to be enough for them to take two roughs and end play them, right? Um, but if they're not careful, right? If Kit here wins the ace of clubs and plays anything but a heart back, then I think Declarer can take two roughs and sort of get to a position where they might be able to end play East in diamonds.
Wolpert's at the other table playing one no trump, and it's questionable. It depends on what happens next, but it looks like it might just be down one.
Oh, there we go. Well done, Kit.
So you're saying Declarer can't shorten himself enough.
Yeah. This is like the diamond position from the other hand that you were pointing out with Queen Jack 6. Except this one, I think, is it actually really comes into play here because Declarer just can't take two roughs and then play East and Trump.
Not that he would try to do that anyway. That's kind of a double dummy thing. It's just normal to bang diamonds out of your hand and play for either 3-3 or the 8
being short.
Falling doubleton. I don't see why he would be trying to shorten himself unless he could see all the cards. So I think he's just going to bang diamonds out of his hand and lose 3 diamond tricks.
Well, so are you really supposed to play for the 8 doubleton, pinning the 8 versus?
Well, you could play the 10 now. Oh, you mean play a low one now?
Yeah.
I see. Play a low one now, and that way they're either 3-3, and it's more likely. Well, ace. The guy did win the queen on the jack. Interesting.
Right. Exactly. Like there's the sort of there's the odds, and then there's also sort of the expectation of what might the opponents get wrong in the diamond suit if something was favorable, and.
Well, we can see he can't guess them no matter what.
Right. So he does go to pin the 8 unsuccessfully.
Yep.
This looks like it'll be a 1 down. And Bart, of course, can kind of see that he doesn't want to play anything other than hearts because anytime he gives Declare another entry to dummy, it's potentially risky. Today it doesn't really matter. But
No, it looks like they are going to make one no trump with the East-West cards on this hand. So you might get a little bit of a swing for Rosenthal on. No, sorry, this won't matter, right?
Push forward, right? 190 for
90
East
to
West.
100, it'll just push. Yeah.
6, 11, 14, 18. Doesn't look like 18. I know Marty Bergen's the only one I know who would downgrade. He'd probably open one no.
We saw another. We saw a downgrader yesterday, and I just I can't bring myself to ever downgrade 18, but it was successful on one hand yesterday for sure. This is some sort of.
I know Max Stroth and Rodwell used to write on their convention card frequent upgrades, downgrade.
So this is their bid, 17 and 19 balanced. Interesting. They kind of have a one bid spot for that.
is it specifically 17-19 balanced, or do they have other things?
That's what he alerted it as, self-alert. 17-19
Oh.
balanced, 2 spades is transfer to 2 no. And I guess that would be, 2 hearts would also be a transfer to 2 no, and kind of right-siding the major suit contracts, maybe?
Adam, I want to win my bet back.
Wait,
Yes.
Larry,
Adam,
go.
Here's my proposal, okay? This is going to be played
Okay.
at 8 tables. I say all 8 tables are in 3-0. You want the other side?
Aye.
I have all 8 tables in 3-0. I haven't looked. I'm taking all 8 pairs are in 3-0. You can have everything else.
Adam?
I'll take that. I think
Okay.
one table might find themselves in either 4 hearts.
All right, I like it. So
4-0.
we're stipulating Adam won the first bet, but now we have
Am
bet
I
2.
alive, by the way? I haven't looked. Maybe I've already lost.
We won't know
I
probably.
haven't looked either, for what it's worth.
And don't worry, not everybody is even on board 14, but I will keep you posted. I will let you know when it finishes. And
I got a chance.
Can we say specifically 3 no trump is the contract at every table, right? And if it's anything else,
Yes.
Right. If it's 4-0, I lose.
Okay.
I lose if it's 4-0.
Got it.
All right. I love the action.
Kit, of course, following the standard look in your, again, you look in your own hand for a 5-card suit. You don't find one. You look in partner's hand.
I hate to ruin the surprise this early, gentlemen, but there's already a 4-0 trump on the board. I apologize, Larry.
Amazing.
Adam, 2-0, Adam.
I am getting
all right.
beat up here. Well, maybe it went something 1 heart 2-0 and North.
I'll tell you who is the disappointing.
That was my theory, at least.
It was Joe Grew and Brad Ross who did you wrong right there. Joe and Brad played 4-0.
What auction?
They play a strong club in this seat, so they had a strong club auction that kind of led to kind of a relay to 4 diamonds and then a 4-0 invitational bid, and they floated it.
4-0's a little high. I guess I'm not going to buy any lottery tickets today.
Let someone else buy them. That's for sure.
Sounds like I should be the one buying.
And Andy, for your question, what was the size of the bet? It's friendly wagers here. We're not exchanging any money, just Bitcoin at high levels.
Right.
Exactly.
4-0 is a bit of a, I wouldn't want to be in 4-0.
I'll settle
David
for a
used
couple
to
Larry's books.
One of Berkowitz's expressions was you could get a nosebleed up there. That was his expression when you get too high on these hands.
Yeah. Well, it's the sort of situation where one hand has kind of a bad 18, and the other one, opposite a good 18 or 19, maybe has some slam aspirations. If you're really optimistic.
So I just have a quick piece of news that I'm looking at in the score as well, and someone noticed it in the chat. Leibowitz has been penalized 10 imps. A 10 imp penalty. Not sure what that's about, but I'll hopefully have some news on that.
I'm guessing it's probably a cell phone.
That seems, because it seems pretty severe, right?
Yeah, slow play. They do monitor the
slow play would have probably, and it would be noted in a different way, I think. Yep. someone had an electronic device in the room, so that was your tag penalty.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's a tough one to take.
That's a big one.
Just
Yeah, and
that's a
usually
huge penalty.
yeah,
But
yeah, the directors ask you. They actually, when I played last year, they would ask me every session, everyone, here's your phone.
yep.
They would check.
oh, I would ask my team. I practically would be wanding my
That
team.
was my biggest fear as an NPC. I had my bag. I'm saying, get the phones in here right now. Just like make sure I have all four.
Yep. Yep.
Because it is a unfortunately silly penalty to get just for having a device, even though it's
Right. I
so
mean,
normal to have.
it makes sense. It's good to, one of
I
the
agree.
things about the trials environment, I guess, that I do appreciate is it's one of the cleanest sort of, most pure high level bridge in the sense that, there's really, there's just not, uh, when somebody does something right, you don't even have the shred of doubt in your mind that, this was all honest
Yeah.
and you know, straight and there's nothing untoward there because it's such a well controlled, kind of pure environment. And so that's really fun to play in. But penalties like this do sort of come into play. That you want to be able to give out harsh penalties for anybody who most likely they just forgot they had a cell phone or
Of course, it was
whatever it
just in their
might be.
pocket. They didn't have
Um,
it.
but
I've
yeah, it
seen
sort of
12
goes
tricks.
hand in hand.
12 tricks here
I've
and
seen
four
worse
hearts.
Grand Slams.
Yeah.
13 now. I've seen worse
Uh,
Grand
Yeah,
Slams than this.
yeah. Sorry, they rough out spades and it's over, right? They have plenty of
yeah,
entries
Yeah,
for.
you just need you have entry, you have three
Yeah.
entries,
You have
and
jack of hearts and
you
two
just need the
aces.
queen of spades to be
well,
three
on a
spades
spade,
or
yeah, I mean,
no
on a
any
spade
lead
lead, it's even a little cleaner. On a
better.
Yeah.
diamond lead,
Yeah.
Taking
you at
away
least
an
have a little
entry.
bit of
Yeah.
work to do. You need
Well,
to pick
now
up
it's
spades
okay.
in one go. But
Now it's
But
yeah, I
academic.
mean,
still, it's
there's
spades.
yeah, and Cran's play makes sense here. He doesn't really. If Declare has the stiff ace of spades, his hope of beating this contract is almost non-existent.
Sure.
So he's kind of
Right.
he's playing for the outside chance that maybe partner
That
led
partner
low
underled the ace of spades. Yeah.
from ace of
Yeah.
one, ace third,
Now,
Yeah.
something. Um,
I used to
and
play with Marty Bergen at one diamond, four diamond, showed a good four of a major overall. And
It's
the
funny
West has a pretty good
they
hand.
duplicated the auction at the other table, diamond four
yeah,
hearts.
Yeah. I think
I've
someone might.
actually I've never played that, Larry, but I like it. I might borrow it.
Can we rewind, Larry?
Well,
Will you
yep,
say
you
that again?
remember it.
Because I missed it.
One of a minor, four of a minor overcall is a good four of a major overcall, like here.
Ah, yeah, that's
And then
nice. That's a nice
yeah,
distinction. And then four hearts
you
is just
remember it.
your preemptive pure hand.
It would work here because
Heck
East would
yeah.
be interested.
East has a beautiful
Yeah,
hand.
East
Obviously,
would
they're
clearly
going
be
for.
interested. Yeah. So
Well, that's it,
that
guys.
if it
Honestly,
was,
we've
yeah,
reached the last board of the set. I tell you what, I can flop us over to the other table, but maybe we could just take a look at the scores as they exist now as well, if we can jump back into that. And here we are. And let me do a
Yeah.
little upgrade here for our.
Well, we could also go hop in and watch the tail end. It looks like their open room in Leibowitz Simpson is only 11 boards finished. If we
Oh,
want
okay.
to,
We can
if we don't want to wrap up just yet, that's a
we can take a
possibility.
little peek. We probably want to wrap up just a little bit, just so I actually have time to get to the second session. But
No, you're not allowed to do anything.
yeah, right. So
You need
wait,
to
here
stay.
they're in four spades doubled though. This got a little out of hand, didn't it? And Zach and Michael.
Uh,
And this
yeah,
is
it
the
looks
match
like
with that massive penalty, unfortunately. Also,
yes.
yeah, this was the
So
deal where I said everybody has to lose one of everything.
yeah.
So predict down one without even looking.
yes.
Where are we?
Now,
What's spades double by North?
how bad do you feel if you just get slapped with a penalty like that? I mean, it's just
Yeah, it happens. I
yep.
mean, the I will say the nice thing is that because they're really long matches, at
Lots of
the end of
time.
the day, you can have the same way that you can have a couple things go wrong, right? You did a slam on a finesse and it loses.
Yep.
That sort of thing. You can still afford things like this. Obviously, you don't go out of your way to have them, but it's not game ending by any
Sure.
means.
Sure.
So. it's more if you go on tilt and start doing bad things because of it, okay, then
Yeah.
that's a problem. But
And
that's
it's not. I mean, it's in the mix too. You know it exists. You know what you need. So it's yeah, it provides. But
exactly.
here, I think, guys, why don't we take a last look at just how close the matches are, and then I will let you guys go, and we will live to be with you guys another day. But let's see. It looks like the one of the matches is tied at 23. That's Juster Nickel. Uh, that's pretty good. Here's our kind of 10 penalty match, unfortunately. So it's 28 to 27, or minus that 18 to 27. Fleischer out to a big lead early. Bailey caught up a little bit at the end, and then our match, super tight, 10 to 6. So
Yeah.
that is all she wrote. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. Larry Cohen, Adam Kaplan, we appreciate not only the commentary, but all you both do for Bridge. And we'll see you both again soon. And folks watching, thank you for watching. We'll be back on very shortly for the next set.
Yeah, thank you, Rob.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. This
All
was
right,
fun.
guys.